Keep in mind that it is a first alert day. Before we talk about rain and snow, we got to get through some smoke and dust today, I'm afraid. It's just one of those days that the wind is picking up. It's warm, it's dry, and we haven't had a lot of moisture lately. And even though it's starting to green up a little bit, we still have the threat for wildfire. So just know that we're watching that very carefully. Fortunately, as we take a look out across the sky from Bushland, it's not a real dusty sky, at least not yet. The wind is not horrible yet, but things are beginning to increase. And one of the reasons is we're warming up and starting to mix the atmosphere up a little bit. Right now, 74 in Amarillo, Childress 75, and most of us are somewhere in the low to mid 70s, a little cooler up at Clayton where it's 66 degrees. These are some sustained winds, again 20 to 30, but I'll throw some gusts on here. And we've just gotten our first gust over 30 for Amarillo, gusting 31, 33 at Canadian, Dumas 35, and notice out here on our western flank, here we go with the wind. Clayton's gusting 41, 47 mile per hour gusts recently at Tucumcari. And I'm afraid those numbers are just now starting to pick up and will get worse. We're also keeping tabs on the relative humidity. It's going to get pathetically low. It's already very low, down in the teens, but as the temperature goes up and that dry wind intensifies, these numbers will likely go well below 10%. So everything in place for a wildfire threat. That's why we have this red flag warning all the way from Mexico up into Kansas today, but certainly covers all of our area. So main concern, doing what we can to prevent the start of wildfires, because when that wind gets up, we know how difficult they can be to fight or contain. Now, we also have wind advisory. We got a high wind warning out in New Mexico. That's where we could gust over 60 miles per hour. A wind advisory for the western and southern half of our area. We may get some gusts over 50 or 55 miles per hour. And if we take off all the wind stuff and we just look across the western part of the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle also, a blowing dust advisory. We got all that loose dust just laying around, and when we start to blow it around, it's going to be lofted up into the sky. We could have some visibility issues. We're just missing out on rain and storm chances just off to our east here later today, especially going into the evening. That's where we could have some heavy thunderstorms. Not a big concern for us, but when we animate our wind, oh man, it starts to turn red from the western half of the area down to the south. That's where we'll have those sustained winds, you know, over 30, gusting 50 to 60 going into 5 p.m. It will die down tonight. We'll stay breezy, but we'll get it back under control today and tomorrow. Tomorrow just looks like a breezy day, but we'll have temperatures down. Notice how we're going to be about 20 degrees cooler tomorrow. That's going to help to raise the humidity a little bit and help out on the wildfire threat. What we really need is moisture. Lo and behold, look at that swirl out there in Northern California. Strong upper level low. We could start to see scattered showers in here as early as tomorrow night, Thursday. Friday looks pretty promising for rain. And then here's the million-dollar question. Are we going to get snow? Trends are probably we'll mix in some snow on Saturday. We're just going to have to wait and see how that comes in. Do not believe any rumors you hear on that as far as amounts yet. We have a long way to go to track that. But it does look promising for rain and snow going into the weekend. And boy, that's exactly what we need to green everything up, moisten the soil, and put an end to this fire season.
Our first